What's up, everyone? Christina here from the Glaser Tutoring Company, and today we're going to be doing a wonderful word problem that deals with systems of equations. Let's get started, shall we? Now, in this equation, it says, an investor who dabbles in real estate, only dabbles though, right? Invested $1.1 million into two land investments. Okay? On the first investment, which was Swan Peak, her return was a 110% increase on the money she invested. And on the second investment, which was Riverside Community, she earned 50% over what she invested. And collectively, if she earned $1 million in profits, how much did she invest in each of the land deals to begin with? Okay, so how much did she invest in the beginning? All right. So with word problems, the first thing is that if you give me a word problem, you gotta give me an equation. But the problem is that they didn't give us equations. That's probably why a lot of students don't really like word problems, because you gotta first find the equation and then work with it. But don't worry, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be like a puzzle. And with practice, you guys will get much better with word problems over, as the time goes by. Now, the first thing is, or the best advice that I can give you, is always start off with your variables. And the variables are always going to be linking to what the question's asking. So in this case, the question is asking, how much did she actually invest, right? And in the beginning, they said that, she's dabbling with $1.1 million, but she's investing into two land investments, Swan Peak and Riverside Community. I don't know how much she put into Swan Peak, and I don't know how much she put into Riverside Community. So those are our two variables. Now, whatever letters you want to use, A, B, C, D, whatever, right? Me, personally, I like to use X, like everybody else. Find X, right? What is X equal? So we always start off with X. And if you want to say that X is going to link up with the Swan Peak investments or the Riverside Community investments, that's up to you. But at the end of the day, we need to find out how much she totally invested in each of the land deals. So that's why we have to split it into two. So maybe since they said Swan Peak first, maybe we'll say that X equals the Swan Peak investment. So however much money that she invested in Swan Peak. And now when I make up a new variable with the Riverside Community, I can't say X again, because that means that she invested the same amount of money for each, place, Swan Lake, Swan Peak, and Riverside Community. So I have to use a different letter. And in this case, maybe I'll just use Y. And Y is going to equal Riverside Community investment. Okay. So now, the rule of thumb is that specifically if you're dealing with systems of equations, which is what we have here, for as many variables that you have, that's as many equations you have to make up. So since we have two variables, we have to write out two equations. So we have to find them in this little paragraph. But let's see, the first thing that she says, or that this question says, is that the investor dabbles in real estate and she invests a total amount of $1.1 million into two land investments. Now, 1.1 million, when we're starting with, formulas, we always like to write out the actual amount, right? And 1.1 million is the same thing as saying 1,1,0,0,0,0. There's your millions spot, and if it's 1.1, that means that it's 1, 1, so 1,100,000. And that's the total of the two land investments. So whatever she invested for X and whatever she invested for Y, the total has to equal to $1.1 million, because she's dabbling. So let's put equation 1 on the board. So equation 1 is going to be whatever her X investment is, however much she put into Swan Peak, and literally and addition, right? And as much as she put into Riverside Community, that total investment, if we add them up, is going to be $1,100,000. So first equation done. Now let's deal with the next equation. This is probably going to have to do with her returns. So let's see. It says, on the first investment, which was Swan Peak, her return was 110% increase. That's nuts. So that means that, if she put in $50, she's getting back 100%. So she's making $50 extra dollars plus 10%, which is 5. So off that $50, she made 55. So she made what, $105 total? Not made, but she has now an accumulation of $105 from that. So that's crazy. 110%. Wow. I gotta get into Swan Peak. But anyway, just know that when we're dealing with equations, however, we don't like to use the percentages. We like to use decimals and the fractions. So what we're going to do is we're just going to convert these decimals into these percentages into decimals by dividing by 100. So we're going to have to do that for the 110%, and we're going to have to do that for the 50%. We'll both divide by 100. Or you can move the decimal over to 2 slots over to the left. So this would be 1.10, and this would be 0.50. Even still, 50% on a return, that's nuts. You're lucky if you get, 20%. Yeah, we gotta get into these guys. We gotta find them out. But, all right. So for the first investment, Swan Peak, which was X, she got back 110%, which is going to be the number of 1.10. So whatever her investment was, right? If I did my little example, right, and I did 50. I took that value and I times it by 1.10. So that's the same exact thing what we're going to do here. We're going to take her investment, which was X, and times it by that percentage. So this basically comes out to being 1.10 X. And, so keep in mind as to what and means. And means addition. On the second investment, she earned 50% on what she invested. So with this from her Swan Peak investment and from the 0.5 on her Riverside Community investment, so the accumulation of what she put in as her return, she earned $1 million in profits. But don't worry, guys. She's dabbling. She's just dabbling. So she earned $1 million in profits. These are all the accumulation of her return. If she's getting a return, that means that she's getting a profit. So this cumulatively has to equal $1 million, which is this. So totally, right? In total, just to put this into perspective, because she's dabbling, she put in this much, she made this amount, so now her net worth is $2.1 million. Go her. But we have the two equations. Now, we just got to use our systems of equations. Now, the first thing is if you're very close to having a formula where it's just x equals or y equals, we will use the substitution method. But the first thing is that if you're doing the substitution method, you must make one of your equations into x equals or y equals. Since I guess x equals, x is right here first, maybe what I'll do, I'll manipulate equation 1 to just get x equals. I'll pull that y over on the other side. And now we have, x equals 1.1 million, so 1,100,000 minus y. Now, the reason why we did this is because this value, this x value, is this value. But what does the x equal? Well, it equals 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 minus y. So we're going to substitute, right? We're going to put this value in for the x. And we're only doing this because if we do that, we don't have two variables anymore. Remember, when we solve in, algebra, you're only allowed to have one variable at a time. So, by substitution, we will get 1.10 times, now what was the x equal to? X was equal to 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, minus y. And now just keep on with the equation. So this is plus 0.50y equals 1 million. And now you have one equation where you got rid of your x values, and now you can solve for y. Now we just go back to PEMDAS rules. So seems like we just have to do a little bit of distributing here. So 1.1 times 1100, 0, 0. We get 1, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 1.10 y plus 0.50 y equals 1 million. Now I'm going to do two cancellations at the same time. Actually, not really. Let's see. We have to clean this up. So negative 1.1 plus 0.5. So let's maybe do that first. And maybe what I'll do is I'll move this. Oh boy. What happened there? I'll move this over here. And maybe we'll say 1. No. Maybe we'll go over here. 1, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Negative 1.1. Woo. Negative 1.1 plus 0.5. Yeah, the 0.6. And this equals 1 million. Keep going with your PEMDAS. We'll subtract this on both sides. We're almost there. This one's a crazy one with the numbers. And whatever this is, maybe, where can I go? I guess maybe I'll go up here. So we have negative 0.60, that's the y value. And this is going to equal 1 million. Oh, 1 million minus 1210, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, we should get a negative value. 210,000. Sorry for kind of cutting it close here. But now we finally have our y value. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put this up here and then we'll say y equals. Keep in mind that y was the Riverside Community investment. So this divided by negative 0.6. 350,000. So $350,000 was invested in Riverside Community. Okay. And now we need to find out how much was invested. Keep in mind that this was the initial investment. So she put in $350,000 into Riverside Community, and now we have to find out how much she put into Swan Peak. But just go back into your equations and pick one of the equations that work for you. Since this one's already x equals, maybe we'll just do that. So x equals the 110 minus the Riverside Community, which was the 350,000. So I think this is going to be 750,000 in Swan Peak. But then right after I write it, I'll just double check. 1,100,000 minus, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And there you go. So how much did she invest in each one of the land deals? She invested $750,000 to the Swan Peak, and then she invested $350,000 to Riverside Community, but don't worry, because she's just dabbling. Thank you so much for viewing the video. I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, tell your classmates about this cool channel. I think it's pretty cool. My brother and I, we really do appreciate all you guys, and we love hearing from you guys in the comments. So yeah, keep on studying hard. You guys got this. We also have you by, we'll never let you down, and hopefully we will produce more content for you guys so that you guys can study with us and really, really, truly succeed in your educational classes. So good luck on all your tests and quizzes. You guys got this. I believe in you. All right. Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to Maricela. Thank you so much for being a member to the channel. Your support means a lot to my brother and me, and we're thrilled to have you be a part of this amazing community. Memberships are open on the channel, and if you want to become a member, just click that join button, which can be found below on any video if you're watching on your desktop, or it can be found on the overall channel page too. For all of you that want your name shown in the video, don't forget to choose the gold tier or higher. Thank you so much for considering, and have a great day. Talk to you in the next lesson. Bye-bye!